Okay. We're with Scott Baker, and I just want to bring you up to speed of where we
It's show and tell.
Yeah, it's show and tell time. Here we go. This is Valerie Jarrett, best friend of Michelle Obama.
And very close to Barack Obama for a long time.
And loves Van Jones. Says we've been watching him for years.
Exactly.
Got it.
Back to Oakland.
Got it. Okay. This is her mom.
Her mom. Right. Very educator, very involved. In
lefty?
Well, you know, clearly, and you know, on the very concerned about education in the inner city. And her father, a doctor, distinguished. In fact, he was a doctor in Iran when she was born, and he was working with the government over there. She spent the first 5 years of her life, you know, in Iran. Now he's involved with an investment group. Okay. Oh, there's all kinds of relationships.
Okay, here. Good. And this is her grandfather?
Oh, no, this is her father-in-law. Valerie Jarrett's father-in-law is Vernon Jarrett.
And
right?
Was he a card-carrying communist?
No, he hung around. He hung around a lot.
And this one over here is Frank
Marshall Davis.
A communist, card-carrying communist.
You know, I think there are people that have accused him about that, and you can argue, but he certainly liked hanging around with him, and he did a lot of things, right?
So he had a big FBI file, if I'm not mistaken.
The key here is he leaves Chicago, moves to Hawaii.
Moves to Hawaii.
Right.
Yes.
So when the young Barack Obama shows up in Hawaii, his grandfather, Obama's grandfather, takes him to hang out with Frank, and Obama writes about this in his book, going over, and, you know, his Frank and his grandfather would share a drink, and you know, they'd tell stories. And this was important because he not only became a mentor to Obama, but how, you know, Obama went to Chicago. Why did Obama just plop down in the middle of Chicago?
Right.
He writes about, in his book, about walking the streets, the neighborhoods where Frank Marshall Davis used to work. It was kind of a wistful section of Obama's book. And you realize, holy cow, Obama didn't just show up like a kid with, you know, no apparatus, he had a big support structure, right? And there, yes, radicals of different generations. We actually, I think we might even need a jester. I'm going to put Jeremiah Wright over there.
Right. Yeah, he's funny.
These people had dreams, they had plans, and in a sense, Obama did become their sort of knight in shining armor. And through the Woods Fund, Project Vote, Annenberg Foundation, all of the cumulative effort of decades, they were able to equip him, and we put this together with sort of the, you know, the armor of experience and the shield of connections and the sword of fundraising.
Right.
And what's interesting is you realize that Van Jones once said, "I'll give up the cheap satisfaction of the radical pose for the deep satisfaction of radical ends." And there were, at different generations, more radical poses. But as the poses went away, the goal, the ends, did not.
Are you suggesting that Valerie Jarrett, that William Ayers and Barack Obama are really brothers and sisters in the same kind of family of thinking, just different angles?
And when you think about it, these dreams have come true now with Barack Obama, especially in that they have Valerie Jarrett standing there with him, watching over it all.
That the connections, not only here, but also to all these radicals in San Francisco, in New York, all around, they just permeate the people all around. And if I have one person from the former Soviet bloc or Cuba or Venezuela tell me one, I've had 1,000 tell me the same thing. What is wrong with you Americans? We had to read between the lines. We had to listen to the language. If you listen to the language of the people that surround the president, it's all about de-development and social justice. That is the code language of whatever it is you want to call it now, radicalism, or it ain't capitalism.
No, you're absolutely right. And there are people, I've heard even in the last week, say, who cares if Van Jones called himself a communist? The ideas are still there. And I mean, it wasn't that long ago that a Van Jones showed up at Chicago on Bill Ayers' campus for the first Congress, the Black Radical Congress. Now, they were not explicitly communists and have never identified themselves as socialists and Marxists, but there are plenty of people involved there who are, right? And Jeremiah Wright spoke at that organization. Same campus 4 years later, Barack Obama and Bill Ayers are on a panel there, on a panel moderated by a founder of the Black Radical Congress. A woman who later was the biographer of Ella Baker, the civil rights activist, the Ella Baker Center founded by Van Jones. Right. You see how it all comes around. And I think that what I'm saying is, watch how these people have worked, what ideals they've pushed, look at the things that they've said, and I say, I believe you. I think you are working for those ends. You may have a different radical pose, but I think you have still the same ends in mind.
Up next, the one, the only legendary heavyweight boxing champion of the world,